Hello, fellow retro gamers. I am ABitNostalgic. Welcome to Back to the Past Gaming. Hi guys, and welcome back. This is Dragon Warrior Part 1, Episode 42 of the channel. And thank you for joining me, and by the way, thank you for watching me in Purgatory Purges and Swordigo before that. So I went ahead and left the sounds of the old Dragon Warrior there, but we're actually going to do Dragon Quest. Both of them are the first one, and they're really similar. So I will actually start it from, I'm going to go from the beginning where you even create the account even. Of course, since I am ABitNostalgic, I put that as my name. And yes, please like and subscribe for more content like this. Right now I'm doing this on my Android device, and I just downloaded Dragon Quest 1 and go ahead and building an account. Alright, and we're into it. So right now, technically, you don't really have to read all this. I know in some of these games you have to read it to figure out where you're going next, and if you want to, feel free to read it, but I'm not going to. So there you go, da-da-da, whatever it says. And, okay. So of course, the first things you're gonna want to do is get the treasure boxes. And the controls on here are a little different than the original Dragon Warrior. I like that you just push the screen anywhere, and it's the action button, so you can open the treasure chest, you can open doors, and you don't have to go to a special sub menu. So it's nice. Okay, and I started to think about talking to every single person in town and all that. But most of them, honestly, it doesn't really matter if you talk to them. And so I decided against that, and so I did it in this room. But I'll only talk to the key characters that you really need to. And as you're doing your playthrough, if you want to chat with everybody, go ahead, have at it. And this guy's right here just telling you that somebody kidnapped the princess, and eventually we will save the princess. But for now, we're going to be building up her character. Okay, out the door here. And I'll just take you right to where the special things are at. Here I hadn't yet decided not to talk to everybody. This jar here, it has something in it. In the original Dragon Warrior, there is no jar there. You talk to this guy and he refills your magic, and that is super helpful for later on. You don't have to stay at the end and waste your coins. You can save them for weapons and armor. And alright, so I guess what we'll do next is go on over to the first town. I'm just kind of showing you things out here. Alright, so we'll go over here to the first town, and right up here is the weapons and armor dealer, and I'll show you what they have to offer. We already have the bamboo here, but I already equipped it just a moment ago. This will be our first purchase, the leather suit, which in the other one is called leather armor, and the copper sword. So right now we'll go ahead and get the leather armor since we have enough money for it. We have 120 gold we picked up out of the treasure chest, and we're going to equip it. Okay, and you can sell your old armor that you don't need anymore. This area also looks different than the original. That's actually a bank right there. You can deposit money so you don't lose it if you die. And there's they called it a Wyvern ring in the first one, and they call it the Chimera ring in this one. You use it and it can quickly get you back to town. And in here you have one thing you can buy in here. This is the item shop where you can usually get your medical herbs and stuff, but you don't need that right now. You already have one. You need a dragon scale, and it increases your defense by 2, which matters now. Okay, but you actually have to equip it, and you do that by clicking this button and items and scroll down to the dragon scale and then use. I guess you can do equip. The original one didn't have that. Yeah, but it also works that way, the way I did it. So now if you were to look at your equipment, you can see that it was equipped. We'll check that out later. I'm just looking around a little bit. This looks a little different than the first one, but there's no other valuable characters to talk to in here. You can talk if you want. Main reason I stopped there, I was looking to see if there's any way to search, but there's nothing to really search there. So now the really important part in playing Dragon Warrior is running around the towns and building up your experience in order to level up. The game will be extremely hard if you don't do this. I will keep it active the first time you see a monster, but if you see it again, I'm going to start fast forwarding it, actually even like right now, so that way you don't have to see the tedious parts. If there's a new monster coming in, I will go ahead and slow it down so you can see the first attack on it. After that, I will speed it up again. Alright, so this is a new one, so I slowed it down. Also slow it down when we are leveling up and doing anything of significant value. But running around in circles is not super exciting to watch somebody do, so I sped that part up. It's a little bit more entertaining watching them run really fast and have the music play really fast. And so you saw our goal is to be able to get all the weapons and armor available in the towns around us by killing the monsters nearby. Then you can move on to the next area. I leveled up this character. Alright, so that is good, and it looks like we have enough gold to go ahead and come in here. Actually, we don't have enough gold yet, but I'll show you what we're looking for. We have 44 gold, and I kind of scrolled through here in a minute. We need the leather shield, so 90 gold, and we also need the copper sword, which is 180 gold. We already have the best armor in this area, and that's it. So our next goal would be 90 gold. Right, let's run out there again, and I'll fast forward it until we get our 90 gold and probably level up again. All right, you see what we got? Yeah, so much nicer to be fast forwarding. This takes a little bit of time when you're playing it real time, but it's a little bit more exciting when you're controlling it yourself. I just like the main big parts of it. And I think at one point I accidentally went into the castle, but I just kind of dipped back out again. I wasn't paying a lot of attention as I was running around in circles. Actually, I think I was eating lunch at that time. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I was going to show you a few other things, like where not to go quite yet, and that'll be coming in a minute. Yeah, so at this point I actually was trying my best to stay near the castle. Yes, please like and subscribe for more content like this. I was trying to stay near the castle because you only have the slime and she slime. In the original it's slime and red slime. But you only have these in this area. If you start going a little bit further to the left, you'll get a drake. Well, they call it drake in the original and drakey in this one. And you get more experience and more gold. See, I accidentally went in there. Yeah, so I just backed back out again. I didn't slow it down for that. So yeah, the drakey is more experience, more gold, but it's also more difficult. And so I don't think we're quite ready to beat up one of those. And we slowed it down, or put it back into normal, because here we are, level 3. And at one point, which would probably be right about now, we also we got magic. That means we also have a spell. The spell will be heal. And if you remember, we're doing pretty good on life right now, so I'm not going to quite do the thing that'll be helpful. But if you go into the castle, you can actually go talk to that guy that blinked the white light, and he'll refill your magic. And so you don't actually have to stay at the end as long as you're near the castle. And I usually will come back to the castle anyway. Okay, wipe out the slime. Yeah, I like the further adventures. Like in Dragon Warrior 4 is my favorite, and I'll eventually play that one too. It's just a lot more involved. But they have like a king slime and a king metal slime, which is amazing, and you get like 30,000 experience from it or something. I don't remember exactly, but there is a metal slime in this one we'll eventually get to. It is time for the next thing. We have exactly 90 gold, so I think you know what we're heading for. We're heading for that shield, which increases our defense by 4. You can see in the bottom left corner. And so we're equipping it and out the door. So our next goal then would be 180. And don't forget to sell the equipment, weapons, and armor that you're no longer using. 180 is next. Copper sword. Alright. See, I was just showing you what it looks like equipped, and that dragon scale is equipped here. So, yeah, the only thing we need is our copper sword. Alright. So we came back in here really quick to go ahead and talk to this guy and let him fill our magic, and to heal ourselves since we've leveled up twice since then. So hit heal, it'll fill us up completely, and then turn around and talk to him again, and it'll refill the magic. That's that. It costs nothing to do that. And I know if you were to go talk to the inn, it doesn't cost much, but I like to save it all for weapons and armor. There's no need to spend it. Let's get out of here and go back out and run around in circles again. So I went ahead and sped it up again because we've seen all this stuff. And in a little bit we'll get a Drakey, and yeah, and then I'll slow it down so you can see that one. And if you notice, I'm being very careful not to go lower here. And that bottom one right here, and this is why. For some reason, this one little strip right here, well, eventually I'll show you why, has a lot stronger monsters in it. So you try to attack it, and it hardly does any damage, and then they can toast you quick. So if you accidentally drop down here and you're not ready, try to flee, and it may kill you. Fortunately enough, I was able to flee this time. So let's get out of here and get refilled. Yeah, it's helpful, so you're not just killing everything because it's easy and then drop down into there and have it toast you. Now later on, not that far from now, probably next episode, those magicians will be quite easy. Okay, so we're heading back over here again. This time we have, well, I could have done it first. I didn't actually fill my, if I did I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't fill the HP back up, did I? Yeah, I recorded this ahead of time, and then yeah, I guess the color of your name changes, like your information up there turns yellow when you're close to dead, and then it turns red if you are dead. So yeah, I guess I did fill it up, I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I record this ahead of time and then do the voiceover later. Okay, so we'll speed this up a little bit till something's new. My goal is to get all the, there's a Drakey, we already got one earlier. Yeah, my goal is to go through everything, and then as soon as we finish with gathering everything we can in this area, then I'll stop the video and we'll continue tomorrow in part 2, and we'll go up to the Erdrick's cave and to the next town, and then we'll do everything we need in that area in the next episode. We still have a little bit of time left in this one, and it's mostly sped up. Okay, one of the things I like about this game is not only the nostalgic parts of it, but I think this was basically the beginning of the RPG movement. Final Fantasy was out there too. I just really like Dragon Warrior better, even though they're kind of similar. Actually, without a lot of experience in this, they would pretty much look like the same game. But yeah, I really like this series better. Not necessarily where they came to nowadays in 2024, in the last decade or two, because it's just too involved nowadays. I don't know about you, but video games for me are meant to unplug and relax. But if you're meeting up with people online and you're going on these giant adventures and they're waiting for you and you have to craft your life around your plan of when you're going to meet with them, it's just unnecessarily stressful, and I think there's no need for that. So I just like to play the old ones where it's just me and I can unplug and forget about it for a bit and come back to it later, and I already know where I am. Yeah, I hate that when I don't play a game for a while and then have no idea what I was doing, and then it can't be picked up from where I left off. But I also like the freedom to run around and do whatever I want, and not be like Super Mario where you're pushed along the storyline. So yeah, this is like a combination of both. And I guess if you guys are from the 80s, then you probably remember this game. This one looks a little cleaner than the original, and it's a little sharper, but it still has the exact same feel. A slightly different design. It's like they just remade it. But this is still released by Enix. Actually, it was Square Enix now, but I think in this they even just say Enix. It looks like We're getting a lot of monsters, getting closer to 180 gold. Yeah, not dipping down all the way there yet. I don't think we're ready for that. So please leave a comment if you have an idea on what game to play next. I'm considering Chip's Challenge next, but I really don't know what I'm going to do. So you guys can help me figure that out. And I would prefer an old retro game. Something I can put on an emulator or play on my phone. I have Dragon Warrior, a few of them. I think 2 and 4. For some reason I don't have 3, and I think it was because it was more expensive. I'll get it when it comes time for that. Yeah, I have Dragon Quest 2 and Dragon Quest 4. And so those will be on there at some point. So we leveled up again. That means it's probably close to time to be able to get our copper sword and move on to in our adventure. Because usually you level up about the point where you can buy the armor or the next thing. Not always, but pretty solid in this game. It's close. Yeah, it looked like we were close. So things are faster now, but I'm getting ready to slow it down because we're almost to the point of being able to get what we need. Here's what the overview map looks like. It doesn't really explain much, it's kind of blotchy. And look how much we have. Time to go. Alright, so we're almost done with this episode. And just come in here and get the copper sword. Yep, it's just the gameplay on the Android version of this is significantly easier than the NES version. There we go, and don't forget to sell the old weapon that you had, so you don't need to take up the space in your bag. If not, and usually they move it on the second page. Get rid of it, you don't need a bamboo thing, and in this game you only have one character, so you don't have to try to get armor for other things yet. The only exception is if it does something if you use it in battle, and that doesn't happen in Dragon Warrior 1 either, as far as I remember. Okay, so I'm basically preparing us for our next step in the adventure. We're healing now. I'm just making sure everything's lit up. Talk to this dude, let it refill our magic, and you can check it out. See, everything is full. It's right there in the center, max HP, max MP, and on the left it shows you where your MP and HP is at. Yeah, right there. Okay, well, go ahead and, if you don't mind, join me tomorrow, and we'll start part 2 of Dragon Quest Dragon Warrior. And we will hit Erdrick's Cave and then the next town. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.